guys, Abstract Tiger Productions here. I'm Chris.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with another episode of Doctor Who Flux Capacitor. I'm kidding. Just flux. That would be a very big, like, meta nod.
Oh, I thought you were going to say lawsuit. I'm like, yeah, probably.
But if they went that way, no, they're not going that way. But this is the second episode. Last time we had everything and the kitchen sink thrown at us in one episode.
Absolutely.
We had a talking doggo with a foldable battle axe that shoots laser boxes at people.
Yes.
and then he has booby traps that shrink people's houses where they can't live in them anymore. And then
sorry, that just made me think of Zoolander when he sees the model for the library.
Oh yeah,
and he's like,
library for ants.
How are the children supposed to learn?
But why male models? I just told you.
Oh.
If you're looking for a very mindless, nonsensical movie to watch, there you go. It's a very...
I mean, it has a point.
There is a point.
And I can never hear that song, ever, without thinking of that movie. Relax, don't do it.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the one that they were playing whenever they were at the gas station and squirting each other.
Oh, yeah, with the gas. No, I was legitimately talking about that song, the Manchurian Candidate song. It's so much.
Well, we're not talking about Zoolander. We're talking about Doctor Who. Getting back on topic. Yeah.
You brought up the tiny house.
I did. That was about all I brought up.
I think you called it the reverse TARDIS.
No, I don't remember what I called it. I don't think.
I thought you said it's like the TARDIS in reverse because it went yoop.
I don't know. And you sounded like the Predator right there. So
what?
You didn't hear yourself?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, never mind.
I guess I will.
Let's see. We also had a prison break.
Yeah.
Something or someone called the Swarm.
Yeah.
And they know the Doctor. Doctor doesn't remember. Gee, wonder why. We also had a sister of the Swarm. Apparently was being hidden as a human in the Arctic Circle for whatever reason.
Yes.
I don't know. I have, like I stated at least a few times in the last episode, I have a lot of questions and no answers.
Facts.
And
I have a lot of question marks.
Yeah. And then we had at the very end the Flux suddenly just show up, and all the doors of the TARDIS just open up, and then it looks like people were going to be sucked into or out of the whatever.
Well, she opened the door
originally
to let the vortex energy out.
Yeah, which that did nothing.
Yeah.
It did absolutely nothing. And based on what I just understood about the Flux and what it did, it disrupted anything and everything, even in time.
Yeah.
So it disrupted time. So the vortex energy, should have been this is not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Type of thing, but whatever.
It was about as effective as a Nerf dart.
Yeah. Depends on where you hit the person. Anyways.
I've been shot in the eye, and all I do is go. Felt weird.
So, that was last week in a very tiny nutshell.
Oh, in the Division.
Yes.
with another question mark.
Carvanista apparently is the last operative alive of the division.
Yes.
The doctor tracked him down without telling Yaz what was really going on, which Yaz is beginning to get a little upset about not being told things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have a new companion.
Yes, Vinder, the guy from Liverpool.
Dan?
Dan. Yeah, I think his last name is. Anyways, Dan. Yes, he was what is it? He called it, that is my human. The Carvanista called him, that is my human.
Yeah.
Because each one of their species is bonded to a human. And his ship plus about 7 billion
Yeah.
with a B was coming to Earth to take all the people off of the planet, but he got there way earlier. And yeah, he got caught and put in a leather cage.
Yeah. Oh, and apparently, if you combine like Nova Corps style, the Armada puppy people ships,
with
Carbonistas people. I can't remember what they're called. Okay, I have Armada puppy people on here.
Lupitarans or something.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhere
but
like that.
It's definitely Lupine-esque.
Yeah.
Related to their
So it's it like merges together like this.
Yeah.
And it creates a shield, and it's supposed to protect Earth from the flux.
Yeah, and it encircled the Earth. Well, that was not the original plan. The original plan was just getting the people off and then leaving and let the planet.
Yeah, because
itself.
the ships can handle the power of the flux.
Yes.
Okay.
At least they said it were. We're about to find out.
Better not be no time jump or what if kind of stuff. We just jump to a whole nother story.
Which we could very easily do because we had a weeping angel take Claire,
yeah,
who apparently met the Doctor in the past, and
the Doctor's future.
The Doctor's future, yes. So, and then we saw her at the very end arriving at one point. We don't know.
Yeah,
it was just her arriving and looking bewildered, but
very confused with a bunch of trees. It reminded me of the forest episode from Cabaldi's Run, when all the trees rose up to protect the Earth.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it reminded me of, was just a giant forest.
Yeah, because it was that they had to produce enough oxygen to just burn it off. And
yeah.
Anyways, I watched that episode. We don't need to explain it here. So, this week, Chapter 2 of the Flux capacitor Doctor Who thing. Hopefully, we get a answer. I'm just one answer to what's going on. Very confused.
Oh, and Sontarans.
Yes.
Talk about Sontarans. They showed up at the very end.
Sontarans being Sontaran.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Attack. Attack what?
What?
Attack where?
What are you talking?
Attack the Flux? You dummies!
Oh, wow.
That was literally the last word of the episode. Sontarans, attack.
Yes. Well, let us be getting into this week's episode, shall we? BBC.
Carvanista took over the lift here. Why would he do that?
Every Looper has a designated human.
Looper.
We have to save them before it's too late.
Oh yeah, we had this guy, just a random space station guy,
and then the people in the 20s that are arguing about the time.
Yeah. The 1820s, not the 1920s.
Yeah, 1820s.
Oh, this is interesting. Ah!
Noir!
It's Hogwarts, but ruined. Nope.
End of the universe.
Well, we know what the end of the universe is supposed to look like.
Yep.
But we're still here. Wherever he is. Doctor! Yes! Is that what
But it keeps changing.
That looks like a battlefield. Look at, there's like cannon parts. Oh, there's a British flag right there.
Yep.
Sebastopol. 1850s. Oriented. I know where we are. Crimean War, 1855. Ottoman Empire weakening. British soldiers fighting Russians.
What? We're in the middle of the Crimean War.
That would make you Mary Seacole. Are you? You are, aren't you?
Mrs. Sequel to you.
What should be the Sontarans?
They're not fighting Russians.
Sontarans! I was right! Why? What? Is this...
Taste the victory, my soldiers. Breathe in the rotting stench of our vanquished foes.
Why?
To domination! Sontar! Sontar ha! Sontar ha!
Listen here, Mr. Potato Head.
Why are the Sontarans attacking...
Earth during the Crimean War.
You were supposed to answer questions, not make more.
War of
War of
the
the Sontarans. Oh, here's this dude.
We maintain and serve. The impact of the flux event was too great. The temple is compromised. The mooring must never be compromised. Do you see? Do you see the mooring?
What's the Mori? What?
Dan, are you okay?
Back to the Future style.
Oh.
What's up, Mitsuri?
Oh, Dan!
Yeah.
Doctor! You're fading.
What?
Collision between flux and vortex energy. You're falling through space and time. Yes, stay calm. I will find you.
No door.
No doors. Oh. And his date is gone.
Yeah. Kidnapped by a swarm in the system.
Yeah.
No way.
What is that?
Curfew defier! Breach of curfew will be
Another Sontar. What the? Did you?
So them winning the Crimean War gave them the right over Earth?
I don't know, but they have stormtrooper aim. What the?
Facts.
Ha!
Man? Dad?
Where the hell have you been?
Well, at least they share the same accent. Oh,
More questions.
what the? What? She's here. What? This guy.
Tunnel Man!
Hi. I'm Yaz.
Can you repair?
Can I what?
All assistance is required. Can you repair?
What would the doctor do? Jeez.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can. That's exactly why I'm here.
I thought it said WW2 for a second. TOO.
No.
Please tell me you're not about to engage Sontarans in battle.
That is why we're here.
You don't understand.
So Sontarans are attacking Earth at all points in time. At the same time.
Sontarans live
Ish.
for war. They're a clone race. It's what they're bred for. It's their entire history. And they're very, very good at it.
Madam, I am at work.
I know. I can smell the rum. How long have you been?
Funny.
Outside Sebastopol?
No, on Earth.
We've always been here.
Trust me, I know your history. And that's not true. Where are we? Britain. There. Jamaica. Here, still intact. Crimea there. And Russia is...
What?
Sontar.
Sontar.
No Russia. No China. Only Sontar. And you both think that's normal.
War is the opposite of normal.
That word you used,
Russia. Where have I heard that before?
She said it earlier. I thought the same. I heard it before. In the past.
Like a memory. An echo of another time.
Yes.
Are you expecting a response to your musings?
Yes.
You've gone very quiet, General.
The soldiers appear from directions unknown.
See? They're doing the basics, and you're already on the back foot. You will lose every man if you face them in the battlefield tomorrow. You need my help.
I have Queen and country on my side. That is all the help I need.
She here with you now, then, the Queen?
Obviously not.
Then her influence may be limited.
Speaking of which, come over here.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
The General does not approve.
It's a Sontaran, I bet. Yep.
More of you! More to destroy when I free myself, which will be soon!
Strax?
Strax?
Or is it the clone of Strax?
All life is sacred to me. I use my remedies to help whoever is in need.
Just as you did the Russian soldiers.
He takes his rest in a regular rhythm. 7.5 minutes every 27 hours. I recorded it.
I shall massacre you for revealing privileged military information.
Most of the time, he yells.
No wonder I'm afraid. Capture. The ultimate shame for any Sontaran. How did it come to this?
I was dispatched by my commanding officer to assess the laughable strength of the weak and pathetic human resistance, and was ambushed by a circular propellant.
Cannonball in the back.
There is no such thing as pain. A little.
Lucky you survived at all.
You call this luck? The gloried embrace of death would have been luck. I assert my rights to silence under Section Cyan KZ9 slopesback of the Shadow Proclamation.
Oh, you do you? But what if I have valuable battle information for your commander?
What sort of information?
The Doctor. Vanquisher and sworn enemy of the Sontarans. Former president of Gallifrey. He's in the Crimea.
Show me. I will vanquish our despised nemesis with my bare hands. Where is the Doctor?
Closer than you could possibly imagine.
Can he have heard of...
I am prepared to give your commander information on the Doctor's whereabouts, should he agree to parley on my signal.
May death rain down on you both.
Well, it's nice to meet you two. Hurry up.
It's nice to meet you
I really
too.
thought that was Strax. I was about to
It's
get very
not.
excited.
It's.
You will be stamped beneath the boot of Sontar at a future point to be determined.
Do not shoot.
Oh my! They dug a hole and put a lot of ships in it.
Yep.
So many of them.
Yes, there are.
Ooh.
You return to us, wounded, humiliated, and no death to your credit.
I bring information, Commander Skark. The sworn enemy of Sontar, the Doctor, is here on Earth.
The Doctor is here.
My source will request parley to discuss bringing the Doctor to you.
This is useful. You have done
Adequate.
adequately.
Nice.
I am ashamed, Commander. Yes. The stench of your humiliation infects us all.
Wait a minute.
I request mercy. Request granted. The mercy of immediate execution be upon you. For
Yes.
God's most shame upon Sontar. Sontar! Oh.
That's new. Huh. Instead of Santa Ha, it's Santa Ho. Huh. Okay.
3 minute eclipse.
Whole world went to blackout, all at the same time. Lasted 3 minutes.
Must have been the Carvanista ships.
So come on, where have you been?
It's a bit hard to explain.
Hey lad, did someone nick your house?
Sort of. How many of these are there?
Sort of.
But you can knock them out with a frying pan.
They've got this thing at the back of their neck, like a hole.
Probing something.
Yeah, all right, Eileen. Once you get all medical, and if you smack bang on it, and they go down like 9 pins.
You found that out?
No fella in Birkenheads.
He was drunk, with a mallet.
They were in Liverpool first. 6 hours before anywhere else. Nobody believed us. They went all around the world, but they started here.
When you say here, where exactly do you mean?
Aye. Where you going? There's thousands of them. They've got lasers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Planet, these are our dogs. What else you gonna do? Sit at home and complain?
That's what he normally does.
I'm not afraid of a scrap. I was Wallace's
Junior boxing champion
1966.
Yep.
Take this, son.
The frying pan.
Is that a walk?
Yeah, I think that's a walk. Small
Yeah.
one, but yeah. He's going to walk them in the back.
I asked for that. That was my fault.
So these are what are broken. Like a before and after.
That's not all. Step back. Proximity activation on all of them. Not sure why.
Do you even know what this place is?
Well, the triangle said it's the Temple of Atropos, but it can't be.
Why not?
Repair, you must repair! Time is destruction. The Mori are control. They must not break. Time must not be unleashed.
You talk about time as if it was a force.
Time is evil, and it will seek its own.
Spying is treason against Sontar. If you've any words, now is the moment to keep them to yourselves. Soldiers, raise arms. Execute.
Oh! That would definitely be a signal.
Facts.
Take you out of me. Ah, on second thoughts, put it back on.
Information regarding the treacherous vermin known as the Doctor.
You're talking to her.
What? You deceived my soldier.
It wasn't difficult.
It is regrettable that our flux strategy did not foresee your presence, but we shall not falter.
You knew the flux was coming. You must be very proud.
This planet has defied us ever since the great Commander Lynx first staked his claim on the ground of its
Wow, that's a
soil.
callback.
We assert that claim. Earth shall be an outpost of the Sontaran Empire. The Crimean skirmish seems the perfect place to start. So much conflict, so much opportunity, and also, I wanted to ride a horse.
Well, he got his wish. He wanted to do it, right?
Raise your arms above your head, or we shot as a traitor immediately.
Go! You speak for no one, Doctor. Not even your pitiful self.
He's running over the
Ow.
thing. Uh-oh. This is not good.
Hello, Swarm. And sister.
And who are you?
I'll lead.
The passenger. You know, there was one of the... Well, I'll discuss it at the end.
Yes.
Now Atropos. Where it all began. And will all begin again.
I noted everything. It's deserted down there now.
Excellent work, Mrs. Seacole. And just as I thought. Now, given their absence, it'd be churlish not to take advantage. Don't you think? Come on.
Where are we going?
Half a league onward.
They built all of this?
I mean, it's good, but it's no British hotel.
Yeah.
Oh,
slingshot?
Yep.
Good job.
Get in.
I've snuck on board. Haven't seen any of the potato heads yet.
Potato heads.
Control center or whatever.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah. Sontar. Huh.
Is it bad just to press things?
Is it bad just to...
Doctor! Where are you?
Still in the Crimea.
Where's Yaz?
I don't know.
Eh.
You speak
First.
Sontaran ship.
I'm back home. They've took over Liverpool docks. They're building spaceships. Hundreds of them all along the Mersey.
Hold your phone close to the screens. I can access the Sontaran databanks. Plus everything that's on your phone.
What? Include me photos?
The whole history. Erased.
Will you better make sure you stop it?
Really Seco. Hey, Mary.
Hello, dear. I don't understand any of this.
We have to get the
I
Sontarans
don't...
out of the
At
Crimea.
least she's
The rest
honest
is
and
on
blunt
you, Dan.
about it.
What did you got to say that?
The first wave of ships in the Sontaran temporal offensive are about to launch. You have to stop those ships leaving.
How am I supposed to do that?
What resources do you have?
A walk.
A walk?
Why have you got to walk?
It's me mum's for hitting them on the probing thingy. How'd you like that, eh? Pan-fried Sontaran. Now I'm gonna walk right out of here.
Okay.
Alright, lads. I was just looking for the pyramid.
That message in pen on the palm of your hand that no one knows about. WWTDD. What would the doctor do?
You are not prepared. You are identified. You are forbidden from the temple. It was...
That's the same dude from Crimea.
I don't think so.
What?
I've still got a human in this fight.
What the... Okay.
Carbonista!
Wow, he's effective.
You're welcome, idiot.
They'll attack again at first light. I don't know what to do.
Help me.
She tried.
I'm gonna need a pointy stick.
A pointy stick? Oh.
Sontarans. Project Crimean Eviction. Right, pay attention, sit up, back straight, hands on heads. Actually, forget about that last one. So, here we go. Sontarans need a rest cycle of 7.5 minutes every 27 hours, as detailed by Mrs. Seacole in her observations here and at the Sontaran encampment. During said rest cycle, they all go back into their ships. So for precisely 7.5 minutes every 27 hours, the Sontarans top up their suits by the probic vent in the back of their necks, resting and refueling like cars refilling their petrol tanks.
They don't know what that is.
Wait, forget that one. Like horses replenishing their nose bags. Right.
Okay, there you go. Sort of
Nose
right.
bags?
It's empty there.
What else would you call it? Oat bags? I don't know.
Yeah.
Forcing a retreat out of the
They're
Crimea
munchies?
back to
I don't know.
the 21st century.
You don't seem to be very intrigued.
What is happening? Supply levels dwindling to critical across the fleet. Unable to refill armor. What is that useless weapon you got?
It's a walk.
You look ridiculous.
Floppy ears.
We're still species bonded.
I warned you this planet was protected. Now, retreat.
That word shall never pass my lips. We shall make a strategic withdrawal. Shall return.
No, well, I'm around. Now, hit the road, Skak.
Oh, jeez. Oh, there they go. Wow. Well, oh, jeez.
It worked.
They're leaving, and with no further bloodshed.
Are you serious right now?
This is for my men.
He's gonna try to blow them up like that? That's not going to work. Oh. Well, okay, I was wrong.
They were retreating!
That was for the men I lost today.
For your guilt, you mean? Sometimes men like you make me wonder why I bother with humanity.
I am grateful that you do. Whoever you are, Doctor.
I have to go and find my friends. I'm here.
Door.
What is this thing happening to you?
It was the waste tube.
Oh.
You kidding me?
Well.
Please tell me Carbonista's gonna be in every episode now.
It's all
I need more.
temporal implosion. You're welcome.
Oh, here she comes. Now the hard work's been done.
And you got rid of the Sontarans.
It's pretty easy, really. I worked it all out by myself. Until Scooby-Doo here tried to take all the credit.
Scooby-Doo.
I need your people to stay protecting this planet while I'm away. I have to find my friend. You wanna come?
Okay.
Huh.
I'm not done with you yet.
If you're going out to the universe, you better understand. It's in a bad way.
I hope I never see you again.
Feelings mutual.
They're beginning to like each other now.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping. Like,
Yeah.
Can Carbonista be a companion? Giant puppy person. Come on.
Something's corrupted the TARDIS.
Oh.
Did you just do that?
Nowhere near the control switches.
I can't make it work. We're being hijacked.
Okay, now we're at the
Temple of Atropos.
Atropos. Oh.
Who are they?
These are the Mori, Doctor. The remnants of them, at least. The Mori. In the Temple of Atropos. On the planet Time.
Planet.
There is no planet called time.
Yet here we are. Time is beginning to run wild. Could really harm the TARDIS. So I made a short-term repair.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes! Doctor, don't come near.
3.
When I click my fingers, the full force of time will blast through them. How many seconds will their bodies be able to take before they die, Doctor?
2.
Stop. You don't have to do this. Tell me what you want.
1.
All in good time.
Okay, Thanos.
Okay. You know, it should be obvious that they're going to have cliffhangers every single episode. Why am I surprised at this?
Yeah, but they ended with a Thanos snap. Seriously.
Why not?
It's like, we're gonna unleash the full power of time.
And I am Iron Man. Sam Spruill is Swarm.
Sam Spruill is Swarm. Who's Carbonista?
Carbonista is Craig Ells. I thought,
Yeah, we did talk about that. Okay.
Yeah.
I keep getting Liam Cunningham so bad. Maybe it's because we got him in What If? Or not What If. Visions. One of the shows we watched recently had Liam Cunningham as one of the voices.
Sure. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Well,
that's just...
At least things were a little more... At least it got an answer. We have an answer. What the Sontarans were... yes, we have one. That's all I asked for, and they gave us one. Lupara is what the... Carbonaceous... well, that's not the answer.
Or Lupari?
Lupara.
Okay.
I guess it depends on how many you're referring to. Maybe one is the plural. I would get maybe.
Maybe I don't know, but I his accent's really hard to understand.
Yeah, well, he's also talking through a dog costume as well too, so you gotta kind of give him that. So,
a double layer.
Yeah, but the answer I got was what the Sontarans were yelling attack at.
Yeah.
The attacking the entire history of Earth.
Yeah.
Which is now a moot point now. It's fixed. Yes.
Great callback with Commander Lynx.
Yes, it was. That was incredible. I was not expecting that. For those of you who don't know, Commander Lynx was the first Sontaran ever to be featured in Doctor Who way back in the day when John Pertwee was the Doctor. John Pertwee was the third Doctor.
Yes.
And that featured Sarah Jane Smith. I think that was her first episode as well. Yes, it was.
I was like, I'm thinking you're right, but
yes,
it's
it
been
was.
A minute.
Because there was the whole thing because she snuck in pretending to be her grandmother, who was a virologist.
Yeah.
And instead, obviously, she was a journalist.
Yeah.
Wow. And she just didn't understand time travel.
And then Sarah Jane carried over to Tom Baker.
Tom Baker, yes.
Yeah.
And then David Tennant, briefly. And then the Sarah Jane Adventures. And then she unfortunately died.
And
the Elizabeth Sladen.
Yeah, and the Canine Show.
The Canine Show. There was one in 1978 or something like that. A pilot episode for a potential Canine Show. Yes, Canine and Company.
No. I'm talking about the Canine Show that came out around the same time as David Tennant's run.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Sarah Jane had nothing to do with that.
It was animated.
Okay, then it's not what I'm talking. Okay, what I am remembering. There was a Canine show going on at the same time. That's why Canine was not featured heavily in the first season or two of Sarah Jane Adventures because this Australian company or production house, I should say, had temporary rights for Canine.
Okay.
There was a CG version of Canine. They had a prop model for standing still, but a lot of the actions was CG, and this was weird.
This was animated, and they completely updated his outfit, or not outfit, his look. They changed his regular eyes to look like little sunglasses.
Okay.
And it had Sarah Jane and her son,
Luke.
Yeah, voicing characters.
Okay, I had not seen that.
I wish I hadn't.
Probably
it's bad.
Okay,
it's really bad. I didn't make it past 2 episodes.
The Canine that I saw whenever that I was referring to that was made by the Australian house.
Yeah.
It was different. It actually brought back Canine Mark 1.
Oh, nice.
The one that was left on Gallifrey with Leela.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And apparently there is some canon books dealing with him.
I think I've seen them. Canine books.
Well, I don't know if it was actually just a Canine book, but he was in some of the books.
No, I'm talking about like a kid's
I'm sure that there is.
color book thing.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
But no, this was actually like Doctor Who stories esque.
Yeah.
If I remember right, this is just going to be a very brief thing about it. And like one of the destructions of Gallifrey, apparently there's been many throughout time, but nothing so quite as final.
Probably just as often as the X-Men getting blown up.
Yeah, well. But basically, K9 sacrificed himself. K9 Mark 1 sacrificed himself to save Leela and her husband, Andred.
Yeah.
The Time Lords offered to put him back together, but she said no because it would cheapen his warrior's death. Something like that.
Okay, sounds about right.
However, since he showed up in this other show, there's some speculation about what happened. The CIA, which is the Celestial Intervention Agency, took his remains and secretly rebuilt him against her wishes. And they actually put a piece of Time Lord technology inside his chassis.
Yeah.
Which gave him somewhat of the robot equivalent of regeneration.
Oh.
Yeah. Because in the very first episode of that K9 show, you see him for a very brief second in his original form.
Yeah.
Before he blows up to save the group of people that he's, trying to protect, because there's like this weird this professor. He's locked away. Well, I say he's locked away. He's more of like he's got agoraphobia.
Okay.
So he locked himself away in his house.
Yeah.
He
and this is live action with CG?
Yeah, this is live action with a CG K9.
Okay then.
Yeah. With this professor, he apparently lives in some future time where the British government turns into a totalitarian regime of some sort.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but he was doing some time experiments with this, basically a crashed ship that had some time technology on it that they found and said, "Here, make this work."
Yeah.
And he lost his family, and he has really been trying to find a way to get them back.
Right.
Some alien entity comes to Earth. It's on Earth.
Yeah.
And then K9 Mark 1 follows, blows it up, sacrifices himself to save him, kills the alien. And then the only thing that's really left is this Gallifreyan regeneration thing, and he forms a brand new body, completely different, kind of like what the Doctor does, or whatever.
What does it look like? The regenerated mode. Do you remember?
I do. I don't know if I can really describe it. They give him more flop ears. I mean, well, they're kind of like this. They're more like upright ears.
Yeah.
He has a little bit more of like a still like the face of like a boxer dog, but the stance of a pincer, Doberman pincer.
Sounds like you're describing Dynamite from the Scooby-Doo movie. Scooby-Doo. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do know what you're talking about.
It sounds like you're describing Dynamite to me. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'll show you a picture whenever we get done here, and I can get to
is it going to pop up here at some point?
I'm sure it will. I'll find a picture of this new K9.
Okay, well.
Though John Leeson did reprise his role as the voice.
Oh, nice.
The thing is with this new, after the regeneration, there was like permanent damage to his memory, so he has amnesia.
Great.
And the only thing that really ties it back to Doctor Who is whenever the professor guy is like messing with him or whatever.
Yeah.
There's this 3-note key that plays that is like ooh-wee-oo.
The do-wee-oo? Yeah.
And then the professor's like, "What was that?" Just K9's like, I am not sure, but that is it. Like, you know, he's like, I'm not sure what that is. That's like something.
Yeah. So they okay.
Yeah, it was like a more for the audience rather like, oh, this is.
So that was their way of not getting in trouble with BBC.
Well, I'm sure that they had talks and pretty much and got permission from the BBC first. Yeah. Obviously, this is a BBC production, but it's like Australian.
See, I don't know
Since Australian is still part of the Commonwealth.
Right, no, I understood that. I didn't know if they still had BBC or if they have their own like syndication network.
I'm sure they may have both.
Yeah.
Just kind of like Canada
instead of Welsh.
Just kind of like Canada.
Okay,
does,
yeah.
To a certain degree.
Well, they have CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Company.
Yeah.
Or network. They have two different CBC and CBN.
Yeah.
CBN. But
it's probably something similar to that.
Yeah.
But
that just made me think of how cool it'd be to have an Australian companion. No offense, but he's probably easier. He or she would be easier to understand than Dan at this point.
Oh boy,
I'm struggling with his accent so much.
I don't know if there's any Liverpoolian watchers. Please let us know in the comments if that's a typical accent for Liverpoolians.
I was gonna say all the interviews I saw with John Lennon, he did not talk like that.
Well,
but
granted, John Lennon was at that point there was the Queen's English that everybody was encouraged to speak whenever, like in public or on TV, you know, that sort of thing. Not so much anymore. That was an accent.
That was
all right.
That was something.
Yes.
Okay, so
back to the thing. My one answer: we had the Sontarans. They're attacking. Well, they were attacking the entirety of Earth's history.
Yep.
Russia was replaced by new Sontar.
In China.
In China, yes.
So basically, Asia.
Well, not all of Asia. I don't.
Well, she only specified, but when it showed the map, it looked like it was a significant amount.
Well, Russia and China itself is a significant amount of that continent.
Right.
We had the dumbest commander on the face of the earth. Basically got his entire squad, almost his entire battalion wiped out.
Yeah. Which again, is kind of made me really upset.
Yeah. Which it did kind of confuse me. Sontarans are not really known for leaving wounded behind, which is unless they're wanting also not just to defeat but also to humiliate.
Yeah, subjugate. Yeah.
No, not subjugate. Humiliate. Subjugation. Yeah. They don't really do subjugation. They just kill everything and then celebrate. Sontar Ha.
Yeah.
So, okay.
But yeah, they took one of the, and again, I'm biased because it's one of my favorite stories, but they took one of the greatest military minds to ever be recorded and made him that.
Like I said, what if?
Well, yeah, but it could have been Patton or MacArthur or...
Do you think Patton or MacArthur would have responded that much as well with the Sontarans? I mean, think about it.
The blowing up at the end probably would have stuck around, but probably. I don't know. That really frustrated me.
Well, you know.
He was like, you speak for neither Queen nor this country, and I'm like... Oh, okay. So,
well, then let's
short
see here.
of the setting, I had no problem with the episode.
Yeah, it was a little bit more not as throwny and your facey as
not till the end.
First. Yeah. Let's see here. We had the Sontarans snuck in behind the Luparan shield. That's how they got in when the flux hit. Let's see here. The Mori.
I'm assuming it's M-O-R-I.
I have no idea. I just spelled it M-O-R-Y, maybe. No
Not
idea. But I put down this set up by Time Lords question mark? Or
See, I don't know how that would make sense because, well, obviously the Doctor's going through some memory issues right now, but there's no such thing as a planet called Time.
right. That's what at least what the Doctor says. We don't know that for certain.
Right.
I mean,
Doctor's learning a lot of things.
yes. The temporal offensive. Okay, that was dealing with the Sontarans. That's
Yeah.
over with. We had links. That was my next note. First Sontaran story. Yes, John Pertwee. Atopolis. The Temple of Atopolis was where it all began with
Atropos.
Atropos.
Yes.
Okay, where did I get the top? Anyways,
I'm not entirely sure.
Atropos.
Yes.
Okay. Regardless, it's where it began. At least according to Swarm.
Yes. And
This is where it began. And apparently, this is where he plans on it ending.
yeah. With the Thanos snap.
We have a third, along with Swarm and Azure, the Passenger.
Yes.
Which it's very reminiscent of something that I recall from Tom Baker's The Key to Time series that happened. Which is one of the few
not drawing a recollection of that
Okay.
at all.
It took up. It's like this. It took up an entire season. It was like
okay.
6 stories. Of course, each one is broken up into the little individual episodes.
Yeah.
But it dealt with the key to time. Have you heard of the White Guardian and the Black Guardian?
I recall briefly White Guardian, Black Guardian.
Okay. Black Guardian.
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah. They are Eternals, I guess you could say. Not the Marvel ones, the Doctor Who ones.
Fair enough.
But I think they are on a little bit higher. They are like the embodiment of good and evil in the entirety of the universe.
Okay.
And then below them are the Eternals, which really have no allegiance except to themselves.
Yeah.
The Black Guardian. Let's see. Okay, the Black Guardian obviously is the opposite of the White Guardian.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy. The black and white divide there.
Yeah.
Okay, the White Guardian recruits the Doctor, Tom Baker's Doctor, to find the individual pieces, the 6 pieces of the key to time.
Okay.
So they can use it to basically. He was being kind of vague. He said the universe was coming to a cataclysmic point, and it became necessary to stop everything for just a brief moment. Literally stop everything. So, anyways, over the course of the thing, the Doctor finds the pieces of the key to time. At the very end, though, in the final episode, when they're getting the 6th piece, there is a servant of the Black Guardian who looked almost exactly like, minus I think he didn't have the gold striping on his tunic or whatever, or robe or whatever, that looked like the Passenger.
Okay.
Whenever I was editing last week's video, the episode 1,
yeah,
we're kind of at a weird skip here. But when I was editing the first episode, it hit me, maybe this could be something to do with the Black Guardian, because that's something that had been mentioned by the Black Guardian, that him and the Doctor had been fighting for a very long time. Granted, not on screen or something like that. So
you're thinking Swarm is the Black Guardian?
maybe not necessarily the Black Guardian, because I don't foresee a way to hold an entity quite like that. Even with shoving them at the beginning of the universe or whatever.
Yeah.
Or creating this temple with these Mori.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be wrong. But it doesn't explain Azure, who Azure is. Because the Black Guardian was just a singular entity. There was no others. Now, he had minions.
Right.
And, in fact, one of the companions of Peter Davidson actually was forced into working for the Black Guardian.
Okay.
What was his name? He came on after Adric and Nissa left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Adric died. And then Nissa stayed at Terminus, which is at the actual 00 center of the universe, to fix some sort of disease that was happening on the planet, on the space station. That's what it was. Space Station Terminus. Anyways, and the only one that was left was Tegan, briefly.
Mm-hmm.
And why am I drawing a blank? Any other
Patrick
day
is coming to my head, but
what?
I don't think that's it.
Who?
Patrick.
No.
No.
That
was the first name that caught to my head, though. I have not seen Classic near as much as I've seen New, so I can't remember hardly anything from it.
He eventually redeems himself. And, he rejects the Black Guardian and gets free of his influence. Anyway, in one of those stories. I'll probably put the name of the character in a picture on screen. Right here, probably. Look, me, I'm showing you where to do it. Okay. So, anyways, that is also a possibility. I don't know if it's actually true or not. It could be completely unrelated.
I was just thinking it's the Walmart dark side.
That's just... Never mind.
I'm just saying. At first I was like Desaad, and then I saw the chest plate, and I was like, oh, okay. So that's what we're doing.
So, at this point, final thing is we have Yaz and Vinder being placeholders.
Yeah.
And then we had the outro music start.
Yeah.
That's lost forever, never to be found again. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I mean, it was a little bit more linear. We had Sneaky Dan.
I still don't understand how...
Wibbly wobbly tiny one.
No. I understand Sontarans are not the smartest, but how was he able to get that far into the ship without getting seen when he was being the
Plot
noisiest?
armor.
He was
Plot
being
armor.
super noisy. He was talking like he was live streaming. He was like, "All right, so I'm gonna sneak on this ship." And
this is for you, Doctor. Well, yes.
With that accent, that wouldn't stick out. Like, did you hear something weird? You turn around, and he's just like, "Hey, fellas, just no,
bong." And my walk joke came back. We're going to
right out of here.
walk right out of here.
I was like, really? You couldn't help yourself. Mr. Chibnall, what is wrong with you?
I think he's finally actually having fun.
Well, that's highly unfortunate because then he's leaving.
Yeah, well.
That's why he's having fun, right?
Sure.
He's like, we're just going to throw all the ideas at the wall. That's what Flux is. Flux is his resignation letter.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yes. TARDIS has his door back now.
Yeah. It doesn't look like this now.
No. It's,
mine's the before, yours is the after.
And it apparently has internal bleeding.
Yeah, oh my gosh. The black goo came back, and apparently
it's
we're
got
being hijacked.
Cancerous, because they're biomechanical ships.
Right.
And whatever is happening is giving the TARDIS, like, internal hemorrhaging and tumors.
Essentially, yeah.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor.
And unfortunately, there's no temporal repair shops on Gallifrey anymore because the death particle thing with the Master and whatnot. But I don't know.
Plus, Gallifrey was time locked for a long time. So
yes.
Now that it's been in an alternate dimension and then brought back out of parallel dimension and all that stuff,
and nothing, and then
the part that we saw at the end of the last series, or season, would that be the only time variable that you can go to in Gallifrey?
I would imagine that anything before the Time War has been blocked.
Yeah.
And unable to get to.
Okay. That's what I figured as well.
Now, with the goofy nature of what's going on in the universe right now, there is a possibility we might see some more crossover with some past Time Lords, kind of like we had with the Ruth Doctor and that one time. Because that one time lady that was out there, she had no idea how far into the future she was until the Doctor and her had that little Time Lord mind meld thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, Gallifrey's gone? And it was a surprise.
Right.
So, that'd be the only thing I could see. But I have a feeling that since Gallifrey was pretty much in its own time bubble of sorts, it's not really going to be accessible. I am not nearly as confused as I was at the end of last episode.
I'm still
have a lot of questions. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Who swarmed? Where did it come from? What? But at least I have a answer. I got my wish.
Yeah.
Now I just I want another one. Just give me one more
answer. Yeah. One answer per episode. You got 6 of them to do it.
Yeah.
How many questions marks do I got?
I got 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6.
Yay!
You got 6 episodes. That's how many question marks I have up until now.
Oh boy!
If you introduce more questions, then we have a problem.
Well, then we'll have the little TV, like hour and a half things that they'll have after this. So yeah. Okay. Well, I think unless you have something else.
No, I'm good.
All right. I feel like the outro is really short this time, but I could be absolutely wrong. Future me will let me know. I always do. I
mean, in the last one, it was mostly just us speculating and scratching our heads.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't think this was much shorter because we actually had something to talk about.
Right. Just probably felt that way. But anyways, be sure to, all right, well, let me restart that all over again. Thank you for joining us on this little journey. Again, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you do not miss any of the episodes. Also, Patreon is a thing down there. There's some stuff on there that is not on YouTube, so check those out. Until the next episode, bye bye and be blessed, everyone.